In the year 2067, a world ravaged by irreversible climate change teeters on the brink of extinction. Plant life has withered away, plunging the atmosphere into a perilous oxygen crisis. To survive, people must purchase synthetic oxygen, a dire necessity in a world cloaked in darkness, where suffocation is the Grim Reaper's embrace. Yet, against all odds, one city in Australia remains illuminated, all thanks to the Chronicorp Corporation, the beacon of hope that manufactures artificial oxygen. But there's a catch. This life-saving breath carries a fatal disease known as the sickness, pushing humanity towards the precipice of oblivion. Time is running out. Ethan White, a resident of this Australian city. Alongside his steadfast friend Jude, he toils as a mechanic within the hallowed halls of the Chronicorp Corporation. The corporation works relentlessly to find a cure for the sickness and a way to rescue a dying world. In Ethan's heart, the weight of responsibility is doubled, for his beloved wife, Xanthe, is afflicted by the sickness. Ethan's days and nights are a relentless pursuit of earnings, driven by the need to secure better oxygen for his ailing spouse. One fateful day, deep within the labyrinthine tunnels of the corporation, Ethan and Jude receive an unexpected summons from Regina Jackson, Chronicorp's CTO of particle research. In her austere office, she introduces herself and drops a bombshell. Humanity is on a perilous trajectory towards extinction, with only a scant few years remaining before the final curtain falls. Regina confides in Ethan, revealing an extraordinary secret that will change the course of his life forever. Ethan is the key to saving humanity. Though he is understandably bewildered and skeptical, Regina insists he visit the enigmatic laboratory where cutting-edge machinery and Dr. Billy Mitchell, the lab doctor, await. As Ethan steps into the unknown, the truth about his father, Dr. Richard White, comes to light. It was his father who initiated this project 2 decades ago. The colossal contraption that looms before them is a time machine known as the Chronicle. The Chronicle's maiden experiment involved sending radio waves through time, yielding an astonishing revelation. In 2474, 4 centuries hence, Earth would once again bloom with life-sustaining vegetation, restoring the balance of oxygen in the air and revitalizing humanity. The revelation that life could endure beyond the present day brings a glimmer of hope. Yet, something strange haunts the chronicle of their discovery. The waves they dispatched returned transformed, bearing a message from the future, a plea that reverberates through time. Send Ethan White. Regina and her team are resolute in their determination to send Ethan into the future, tasking him with securing the elusive cure. Overwhelmed by disbelief and the prospect of leaving his ailing wife behind, Ethan initially refuses the audacious mission, doubting Regina's sincerity. Later, at a dimly lit diner, Ethan and Jude clutch their life-giving oxygen canisters. Over shared breaths of crisp oxygen, Jude implores Ethan to embrace his destiny and embark on the journey to save humanity. Ethan's laughter, laced with bitterness, masks the anguish buried deep within him. He shuns the legacy of his father, who vanished 2 decades ago, leaving behind a grieving son and a void that no amount of time travel can fill. In the depths of his heart, Ethan's resentment for the man he once called father remains an unhealed wound. Ethan's older brother and closest friend, Jude, is both a source of support and conflict. Ethan resents his brother for abandoning their mother to pursue a project, and he vehemently rejects the idea of following in his footsteps by leaving his ailing wife behind. Despite Ethan's reluctance, Jude's unwavering conviction prevails as he persuades Ethan that the only path to saving his wife is to embark on this mission. Ethan's memories drift back to his 8th birthday, an indelible moment when his father gifted him a peculiar box. As his tiny fingers explored the enigmatic gift, a device abruptly clamped onto his wrist, drawing blood. A permanent hand device, a mystery lingering for years, its purpose yet unknown. Returning home, Ethan confides in Xanthe, recounting the events of the day. She too entreats him to accept Regina's proposal. The following morning, Ethan etches a promise on a metal flower beside Xanthe, pledging to find his way back to her. Resolute, he returns to Regina's office, and they reach a consensus. If he finds a cure, Xanthe will be the first to receive it. Ethan is led back to the lab, where Dr. Mitchell presents the suit he must don before entering the time machine. As they outline the mission, a disturbing revelation dawns upon Ethan. They have no plan. The enigmatic journey holds countless unknowns, from what he will encounter to who he might meet at the other end. Still, as they dress him in the suit, they equip him with an AI device named Archie. It will monitor his vitals and aid navigation. Ethan is propelled into the machine, hurtling through time at an astonishing speed. Upon his arrival, he plummets from the sky, his suit igniting due to atmospheric friction. Swiftly, he abandons it, his eyes drinking in the breathtaking natural beauty around him. The world has transformed, teeming with verdant trees and the gift of natural oxygen. Following Archie's guidance, he stumbles upon a mysterious bunker door. Yet, a grim discovery chills his spine. A skeleton, bearing a fatal bullet wound, lies in his path. The name tag on the remains reads Ethan. Horror courses through him as he spots a matching Archie device, playing a final, haunting recording of a man proclaiming that this is the only way before shooting Ethan. Abruptly, the device's power fades, leaving Ethan to grapple with the grim destiny that appears to await him. Amidst the encroaching darkness, Ethan's gaze lands on the skeleton's wrist device, identical to his, but with a pulsating green light, in stark contrast to the perpetual red glow of his own. That night, by a crackling fire, he unknowingly consumes poisonous berries, retching and slipping into unconsciousness. When Ethan awakens, a surprising sight greets him. Jude stands before him. The lab had detected Ethan's plummeting vitals, mistakenly attributing them to poison. Swiftly, they sent Jude into the future, armed with a cure to save his brother. With a lingering sense of foreboding, Ethan and Jude confront the undeniable truth. Ethan's skeleton remains in that time, signaling an unaltered fate. Armed with Archie, they seek another door in their quest for answers. As they venture deeper into the unknown, a device scans Ethan's eye, granting them access to an enigmatic chamber. Inside, a monitor extends a digital hand, requesting a DNA sample from Ethan. His wrist device accepts, initiating a blood test that leaves his palm marked in crimson. After this eerie test, the wrist device glows green, bathing the room in light. They stand in the heart of Chronicorp's lab, 407 years into the future. The towering time machine looms before them, a portal to the past. Jude's eyes dance with excitement, realizing they possess the means to journey back in time. But Ethan remains skeptical, believing that their actions have changed nothing, leaving him destined to share the same fate as the lifeless Ethan they discovered. Searching for answers, Ethan delves into the system logs, stumbling upon a holographic recording from his father. In this poignant message, his father reveals the time machine's original purpose: to collect data about future planetary oxygen and transmit it back to the past. However, an unforeseen message prompted his father to send Ethan into the future, leading to the DNA verification procedure they now witness. Their optimism is quickly deflated as they realize the time machine's battery is near depletion after 407 years. Worse yet, the lab's activation triggers a malfunction in the nuclear power core, counting down to a cataclysmic nuclear explosion within 4 short hours. Time is their relentless adversary, forcing them to act with haste. Venturing outside, they are met with a startling sight: a city in ruins, adorned with lush greenery, but devoid of human presence. It's a bleak tableau of Earth's recovery following human extinction, with human skeletons strewn across the landscape. In a heart-wrenching moment, Ethan stumbles upon the remains of his beloved Xanthe, driving him into the depths of despair. Jude urges Ethan to return to the past, as the cure for the sickness appears non-existent in this future world. However, Ethan's suspicion is piqued by Jude's fervent pleas. He reactivates the rusty Archie, replaying the recording, and recognition dawns as he identifies Jude's voice, the very one that shot him. Jude raises his weapon, vehemently denying any wrongdoing, but Ethan's resolve is strengthened. Determined to complete the mission, they work in tandem to repair the power core, racing against time to avert the impending nuclear catastrophe. With the power core restored, the Chronicle system comes online, ready to transport them back to 2067. The countdown commences, promising a portal to their time. Yet, as the countdown reaches 0, Ethan makes a disheartening discovery. His body remains behind a door at the same location, suggesting no alteration to the future. Desperate for answers, Ethan removes the battery from his current Archie, attaching it to the rusty one. Another video surfaces in which Ethan is forewarned of his future self's demise at the hands of Jude. Jude confesses the futility of altering the future, professing a desire to protect his brother. Skeptical but torn, Ethan locks Jude away and reviews his father's holographic log from the day he perished. Within this digital testament, a clandestine conversation between Chronicorp's CTO, Regina Jackson, and his father unfolds. It's revealed that Ethan's father intended to employ the time machine to rescue all of humanity by finding the cure, while Regina had more sinister designs, planning to use the machine to escape the dying time with a select few. Regardless of their chosen path, someone must journey into the future and activate the time machine, a precarious act to transport living matter through time. In a bid to thwart the CTO's nefarious plan, Ethan's father locks the time machine, setting Ethan's DNA as the verification key. In a fit of rage, the CTO extinguishes his life. Bereft of remorse, she orders Jude to eliminate Ethan's mother and become his guardian, all part of her sinister scheme to eventually exploit Ethan's wristband for access to the future. Ethan's world crumbles as he uncovers the truth. The man he regarded as his brother stands revealed as the one who killed his mother and now seeks his own demise. He also comes to the painful realization that he had misunderstood his father all along, who hadn't willingly abandoned his family. Determined to thwart Regina's plan to bring a select few into the future, Ethan endeavors to disable the time machine. In a desperate bid to stop him, Jude discloses his mission, assigned by the CTO to ensure that Ethan travels through time to mend the power failure, with the ultimate directive to eliminate him. However, years of friendship have forged a deep emotional bond, and witnessing Ethan in such despair drives guilt into Jude's heart. Rather than carrying out the CTO's orders, Jude turns the gun on himself, succumbing to death. In the grip of sorrow and anger, Ethan becomes resolute in fulfilling his father's final wish, to find the cure and save humanity. Gazing into the monitor, he uncovers the very first message left by his father. It dawns on him that the cryptic message, "Send Ethan White," was sent by none other than himself. He codes the message once more and dispatches it into the past, along with other vital information. In the year 2067, within the laboratory, the CTO and her privileged accomplices eagerly await the activation of the time machine. To their shock, the machine doesn't return Ethan as anticipated. Instead, it disgorges a profusion of long-extinct plants, along with a chilling recording of Ethan's father's murder. In a decisive act, Ethan obliterates the time machine, shattering the CTO's grand plan. Ultimately, the CTO is arrested for her heinous deeds. The resurrected plants are cultivated to rejuvenate the ailing planet. A solitary flower sent by Ethan reaches his wife, conveying his unwavering love and the gravity of his choice. In the future world, Ethan lays Jude to rest and grants him forgiveness. A butterfly catches his attention, leading him to the very entrance he first entered. He rejoices at the absence of his future self's corpse and steps into a world reborn. Gazing upon a futuristic, eco-friendly city, in stark contrast to the desolation he initially encountered, Ethan finds solace in the knowledge that his choice has altered the course of humanity's future. In the end, he stands alone in this transformed world, embracing the weight and wonder of his decision. The video closes with a call to subscribe, activate notifications, and leave a like to support the channel. We will meet in next video.